We feel one of the best guests we can even potentially find for our first show of the year, and that is Neal Weichel, #1 real estate agent in Santa Clarita Valley, RE/MAX of Valencia, and a good friend and knowledgeable guy. Over 20 years, Neal, in the business now?
Starting 21. If I knew they could watch us, I'd have combed my hair better. But happy New Year to both of you. And yeah, I'm starting my 21st year selling here in the beautiful Santa Clarita Valley, and very thankful to be here with you.
That's right, Neal Weichel.
That's awesome.
In the house with us today. Thank you very much, because you are a busy man. I know that. You're very well organized. You're structured. You kill it, buddy. And I've known you out in this industry. In fact, what's cool is in this room right here, we have over 60 years experience.
Yeah,
that's right.
We're talking, let's see, you started in 89?
91.
91.
89.
89.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, the youngest guy here, started in 87.
Wow. All right. Yeah, right. We must be doing it in diapers, Don.
That's right. At
go.
12, I was going door to door selling loans.
For sure. So this is a topic kind of rolls into one of our themes today is that, with the economy the way it is today, and when we were talking about lunch today about the importance of confidence in the consumer with the current financial situation our world's in. And Neal was sharing his information about his perspective for the real estate market abroad in London, and in particular one story he was talking about. But here close to home, our consumers and our public are I think they're getting more confident in what's happening around our valley right now, and I think they're getting settled with what's happening. But now more than ever, it's important to surround yourself with the best professionals you possibly can surround yourself with, so that you don't make any mistakes on the big decisions affecting your financial history or your life or your future.
That's a valid point, Steve. Of course, Steve Korn, owner of Newhall Escrow, has seen it all, and we've talked about that a lot on the show, and we've been putting together basically the best of the best group called the PRG Group, the Professional Resource Group, which are some of the best financial planners, estate planners, CPAs, and so forth, and also align ourselves with the very best real estate professionals. And we know this because we're involved with probably more transactions than most out here, been in the industry long enough to know who's accountable and who is truly professional and knows what they're doing, somebody that we really trust. And that's why we have Neal Weichel on the show today, because without a doubt, I have so much respect for Neal. Throughout the years, he's been consistent as all get out, and you'd be surprised how humble he is. You'd never know he's the #1 real estate agent out here, and that's because he is humble, because he loves what he does, and his goal is to help others. I mean, Neal, what's over 60% of your business comes from referrals?
Yeah, it's a very high number, and obviously we're very thankful for that. And I think as the market has changed, it becomes a more important part. There aren't lots of people out there just saying, hey, come list my house, or, I want to buy today. It's more of a process and a relationship with the client to make sure they're comfortable, make sure you understand their needs, and they expect more and better service, and I think for the most part they're getting it.
No, that's a good point. Now, wouldn't you agree, though, because of our environment now, and you and I and Steve have been through this a couple of times. We've gone through these ups and downs in the market. So we've learned from it the importance of really knowing how to help somebody. Not, like you said, just taking a listing or just selling a home is not really what it's all about. Am I right?
Well, no. I mean, it's all about what the client wants. It's our business is 100% based on the client, and if we give the client what they want, then the client will be happy to give our name to their friends, coworkers, family members, whatnot. What's challenging, and we all experience this, you're a lender, Steve's an escrow officer, I'm a real estate agent. Every part of our business, whether it's a challenge with a loan, challenge with an appraisal, challenge with getting documents from an HOA, or just a challenge with a buyer that's maybe having some cold feet, or a seller who's really questioning, is this the right thing for me to do? We all have direct contact with that client, whether it's a buyer or a seller, to make sure that they're comfortable with the process and they're getting what they want from us. And if we don't provide it, then we're not doing our job right.
Well, in today's economy, now more than ever, every dollar counts, and so the experience that the consumer is going to have will definitely translate to that. So again, if you're concerned with the economy, every dollar counts. You're expecting a high level of service everywhere you go, and I believe in our office, it's the wow factor. Just good service is no longer good enough. You have to provide an excellent level of service, something that people don't even expect. And when they get that, they do, like Neal said, they tell their friends and their family and their associates about that experience, and that's what it's all about. Again, like I said, it's not just doing your job anymore. Everybody can do their job, but it's doing your job in such a way that the client is taken back and really recognizes the fact that you went out of your way to do something extraordinary for them.
Yeah, it's a very valid point, Steve. When I loved what Neal said, it's really about you. It's about what you want, what your needs are, what your goals are. And I think the real key, Neal, and you probably agree with me because I know you do a very good job of an interviewing process right at the very beginning, is finding out what those needs are. Instead of just assuming what their needs are or telling them what their needs are, you actually, I'm sure, ask a lot of questions first.
It's the key to my job. You know, as a real estate salesperson, and that's what I am, my job is to ask questions because I may not be able to help people. Most of the time I can, but sometimes they may have unrealistic expectations. Sometimes what they want may be completely different from when I first met them to after maybe showing them a few homes, or you understand the process. Sometimes when people get into a real estate transaction, whether it's buying or selling, sometimes circumstances arise and you need to continue to ask those questions and make sure that you know what they're expecting of me, of their lender, of their escrow officer, so that there aren't surprises. I had a conversation before this show started with a client who talked a lot about managing expectations and the fact that we had done that well because he was buying a short sale. And as you know, buying a short sale is a very, very tricky transaction. And it's very important that he got what he expected, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be happy. And our job is to make people happy.
Ah, I love hearing that. That's why we love having Neal Weichel with RE/MAX of Valencia. We have Steve Korn, owner of Newhall Escrow, Don Getling here with Skyline Home Loans. And we are here sharing with you what's really happening in the real estate market.